No, sir. Scared I'd have to face up to what I
I
did.
shall be brief, but I would like to use my remaining time with you to remind you that this case is not a difficult one. It requires no complicated facts, but it does require you to be sure beyond all reasonable doubt as to the guilt of the defendant. The state has not produced one iota of medical evidence to the effect that the crime Tom Robinson is charged with ever took place. It has relied instead upon the testimony of two witnesses whose evidence was not good and has been flatly contradicted by the defendant. The defendant is not guilty, but someone in this room is. I have no pity in my heart for the chief witness for the state, but my pity does not go so far as to put her putting a man's life at stake to get rid of her own guilt. I say guilt because she was motivated by it. Mayella has committed no crime, but Mr. Ewell has. She has broken a rigid and time-honored code of our society, but that is so severe that whoever breaks it is hounded from our midst as unfit to live with. She is a victim of cruel poverty and ignorance. She is white. Mayella knew full well of the enormity of her offense, but because her desires were stronger than the code she was breaking, she persisted in breaking it. Mayella did something every child has done. She tried to put the evidence of her offense away from her. She struck out at her victim. Of necessity, she must put him away from her. He must be removed from her presence and from this world. She must destroy the evidence of her offense. What was the evidence of her offense? Tom Robinson. She must put Tom Robinson away from her. She tempted a nigger. She did something in our society that is unspeakable. She kissed a black man. No code mattered to her before she broke it, but it came crashing down on her afterwards. Her father saw it, and the defendant was testified as to his remarks. What did her father do? He beat Mayella.
Go.
There is circumstantial evidence to indicate that Mayella Ewell was beaten savagely by someone who led almost exclusively with his left. We do not know in part what Mr. Ewell did. He did what any God-fearing, persevering, respectable white man would do. Under the circumstances, he swore out a warrant, no doubt signing it with his left hand and Tom. Tom Robinson now sits before you, having taken the oath with the only good hand he possesses, his right hand, and so a quiet, respectable, humble Negro who had unmitigated temerity to feel sorry for a white woman who has to put his word against two white people's. The witnesses for the state have presented themselves to you, gentlemen, to this court, in the confidence that their testimony would be doubted, confident that you gentlemen would go along with the assumption that all Negroes lie, that all Negroes are basically immoral beings, and that all Negro men are not to be trusted around our women, an assumption one associates with minds of their caliber, which, gentlemen, we know is in itself a lie as black as Tom Robinson's skin. A lie I do not have to point out to you. You know the truth, and the truth is some Negroes lie, some Negroes are immoral, some Negro men are not to be trusted around women, black or white. This is the truth that applies to the human race and to no particular race of men. This is not a person in this courtroom who has never told a lie, who has never done any moral thing, and there's no man living who has never looked upon a woman without desire. One more thing, gentlemen. Thomas Jefferson once said that all men are created equal, a phrase that the Yankees, Union, and distaff side of the executive branch in Washington are found hurling at us. There's a tendency in this year of grace, 1935, for certain people to use this phrase out of context, to satisfy all conditions. The most ridiculous example I can think of is that the people who run public education promote the stupid and idle along with the industrious because all men are created equal. Educators will gravely tell you that children left behind suffer terrible feelings of inferiority. We know all men were not created equal in a sense, since some people would have us believe some born with it. Some men make more money than others. Some ladies make better cakes than others. Some people are born gifted beyond the normal scope of most men. There is one way in which all men are created equal. There is one human institute that makes a pauper the equal of Rockefeller, the stupid man the equal of an Einstein, and the ignorant man the equal of any college president. That institute, gentlemen, is a court. It can be the Supreme Court of the United States or the humblest JP court in the land, or this honorable court which you serve. Our courts have their faults, as does any human institution, but in this country our courts are the great levelers, and in our courts all men are created equal. I am no idealist to believe firmly in the integrity of our courts and the jury system. That is no ideal to me. It is a living, working reality. A court is no better than each man of you sitting before me on the jury. A court is only as sound as its jury, and a jury is only as sound as the men who make it up. I am confident that you gentlemen will review without passion the evidence you have heard, come to a decision, and restore the defendant to his family. In the name of God, do your duty.
court will come to order.
The jury find Tom Robinson.
After the trial, Atticus became great friends with the African American community in Macomb County. Robert Ewell was arrested for perjury. Mayella stayed in Macomb to take care of her brothers and sisters. A big party was thrown for Atticus and his family. After a month, life turned to normal, except for the fact that Tom was still considered guilty in some people's eyes.
Dinner will be ready soon. How are you, Tom?
Not good. People still think I raped Mayella, but I did.
Yeah, I know, Tom, and soon they will find that out too. But for now, just be happy that Mr. Ewell is locked away and can't hurt any of us. You also made history and gave the blacks more hope. The food smells delicious, Calpurnia. Yes, it does.
Thank you. I add a special ingredient.
Well, it smells great, and it probably tastes great. Atticus, you have hired the right person for the job. Yeah, she also handles the kids really well, which I appreciate. Tom, do you ever pass by the Ewell's place and see Mayella?
No, I try to avoid that place as much as I can.
Do you think she will call your names?
No, but I put her dad in jail.
Soon this will pass over, I promise. At least you have us in your black community.
Yeah, you guys have been very helpful. Thank you.
It's no problem. We would do it for anybody with the right causes.
The food should be cool now. Let's eat.